First of all, we are, by the way, I said the calm before the storm. We are recording mere hours before the start of the WrestleMania weekend festivities and all the activities begin. And people say, well, why did you wait till afterwards? Well, we're going to do that too. But we are somewhat obligated with all of our commitments and goals and network affiliates across the country. We got to get this show out. So we're catching up on everything that happened up until the fucking starts happening here today. So if you're some people are going to hear this as it's already happening.
Well, yeah, I think actually based on when this will come out, a lot of people may be hearing this on the way home from WrestleMania or getting ready for Monday Night Raw. So any messages you want to say to people in the future?
Yes, you've made a horrible mistake with a valuable weekend out of your life that you'll never get back.
Have you seen any of the complaints about the WWE ticket pricing? You know, specifically for right now, I guess the pricing was set before the economy went to complete shambles, but still, even if the economy was healthy, the ticket prices, have you seen what they are?
So I know the economy is somewhat taking a turn for the worse, but at the same time, Jesus Christ, what did they have? A fan base full of Nelson Rockefellers to begin with? I don't think in the best economy in the history of the world, which we had right before dumb shit took an axe to it, that a family of four is going to spend $10,000. I saw was an estimate on a family of four going to Las Vegas, having a hotel, the travel, the tickets, the whatever. You're spending $10,000 to do this. Of course, do family of fours go to WrestleMania? Or is it groups of four individuals that have bonded together over their love of wrestling, possibly because their nether regions are getting no action?
I can't answer that. Of course, if there was a big event to bring your family across the world or across the country to, it may be WrestleMania, although in Vegas.
Would you really, at this point, is it worth taking kids that are fucking 6 and 8 years old to WrestleMania for them? Or would they rather go to Disney or fucking whatever the kids do these days, the small children, the amusement park type of thing? Or would the parents just be taking them to WrestleMania because we want to go to WrestleMania ourselves?
Do you think we'll get WrestleMania at Disney?
Possibly we can have Disney at WrestleMania. Because I'm thinking they'll reanimate Walt pretty soon to bring him out to host the second century's worth of, the wonderful world of Disney on color TV. Because he's frozen in the basement down there, right?
Well, I think that's just a myth. But if you did WrestleMania at Disney, you could reanimate Ric Flair and have him by Space Mountain.
I don't know if Flair needs any reanimation. He's been too animated for a while now as it is.
Imagine if there was like a Hall of Presidents, but with like old wrestlers. Oh, there goes Ed Stronger Lewis as the thing circles around. Who's next?
As soon as you walk in the door, you reach in your back pocket to pull your wallet out and shake hands with Toots Mondt.
Much like the Disney one, it starts with Abraham Lincoln.
Well, and he's grappling on the farm. That was the cool Classics Illustrated comic book cover of the life of Abraham Lincoln, or however they termed it, from the 50s, was him in front of the split rail fence, and there's the log cabin in the background, and he's shirtless, and he's squaring off with a wrestling opponent. Young Abe Lincoln there is.
See, you have
very cool.
You have two options. You're telling the history of wrestling at Disney and this Hall of Presidents thing that'll never happen. You're either starting with Abraham Lincoln or you're starting with Milo of Croton. And then you have a big jump, like in terms of timeline. So I don't know. Lincoln may be the better bet.
Who was on top in the middle between Milo and Lincoln?
Well, I'm not sure.
Say they needed a Wild Bill Longson to come in and keep everything going. All right, but anyway, so we are recording again. This program is we're going to bring it up to the end. We're going to hear from the people also, the cult of Cornette that have been neglected over the past few weeks. We've had a lot going on. I've got some emails and communications here and follow-ups on things we've been talking about. We are not the voice of the voiceless. We, Brian, are the people who give the voiceless a voice. See what I did there? You can't deny that.
I can't deny you did that.
Well, I'll certainly deny it if I'm hauled into court over it, but I'm taking credit for it right now. So anyway, and as I mentioned, the pollen count is high. The pollen is high and I'm sneezing and wheezing. I'm gonna drown in snot and phlegm, snot and phlegm, snot and phlegm. See, I do those professional effects there, so it sounds like it was pre-recorded.
Maybe we should go back to Milo Croton. This is going so well.
No, you keep your croutons to yourself there, pal. I'm the whole chef salad here today. This is my show.
If I had a wrestling restaurant, that's what I would have. Milo croutons.
Milo croutons. And Jack Parsley. Nevertheless, I was just going to say if I'm a little creaky, because I woke up today, my eyes were looking through Vaseline, and they announced on the news the chart, the pollen count is like an 11 out of 10. It's all the way up. It's red all the way to the top. And I'm very drippy, another byproduct of spring.
Isn't it just 10?
Well, they said imagine it's an 11 out of 10. See, they've meltzerized.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The pollen scale. Well, that's because they just took a bucket and just dumped it on, just a bucket and dumped it all over us. That's how much pollen we got. So it's an 11.
That helps Dave's argument that there's no end to the star rating system. It's infinity.
Well, only if a natural disaster happens. And see, we're still in a disaster area. So,
but this isn't part of it.
Well, it ain't helping.
That's not the same thing.
If we wouldn't have all this pollen, if only we could get some rain. Oh, shit. We had too much of that, didn't we? Well, now it's dry as a nun's.
Hello.
Hello. So I'll just move on to a couple of emails here. How about that?
Like I said, this is going great.
Yeah.